Yo, what's up, everyone? Already had a position kickoff, but we're reaching for the stars. So we'll see if this thing plays out. Let's go have a look at this thing. All right, what's going on today? Hope you guys are well. You know, guys. Let's see what's up. So we lost our one of our favorite indies today. Gexstream has now gone full paid for, unfortunately. So we'll see how that works out for us in the long run. So that's to adjust a lot of the stream setup. But welcome. Let's get into it. All right. Oh. What is going on? Why don't I hear any music anymore? Anyway, what can you do? What can you do, huh? What can you do? Oh, Jesus. Sorry. Cool. Hope you guys are well. So, pretty simple setup for me this morning. It's afternoon here in the UK. Welcome to the POES channel. I'm probably the biggest poos in the room. Pretty standard setup for us today. We're having to bust through though this high negative level. We have basically an M20 poos, which is one of my most, I would say, back-tested setups that you can get. And what we're doing is we're just going from poos level to poos level. So today's poos level that we had to get off was here. You can see we took a hella drawdown to get into the sucker. But because of the 50 points, which is part of the strat, and we're about to, let me just trail the sucker all the way up. Oh. Okay. So I actually trailed that guy there because, again, I don't want this thing to come all the way back down here. I'm pretty sure it's going to go all the way back up. But glad we started off the stream with that today. So, yeah, nice. 838. That's a great start to the day with a 6 Connie. Should have been going much longer, but you can see that's exactly why I wasn't particularly interested in staying all the way up to the top here, because today's POES level, as you can see, our daily POES, let me take off this Gex quickly and show you guys what's up. So you can see today my inferred POES levels today were over there, and I trailed it. Where did I get at? Let's have a look at where I got out there. I got out at 24,912. 24,912. So just over there. So we picked up a nice 1 to 1.4. That was a decent way to start the day off. Probably going to bounce back on this negative Gex level and then push all the way back up. Let me quickly take off this box here. All right. And transition that. Oh, what have you done? What have you done, you silly boy? You silly boy. Silly boy. There you go. Okay, cool. So that should look a bit better. So we lost one of our favorite sites / indicators / options levels today, and that was Gexstream. The reason for that is Gexstream is now a fully paid for service. Pricing a bit heavy. It's a bit heavy for me, considering I only used one particular element of it. So not entirely happy with it, but you know, can't have everything in life. So let's have a look. Obviously the big news today is war. Gotta get, and gotta make some money during this volatility. So we're very, very keen on on this type of movement. Let me just quickly get all this stuff down here. Sweet, 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 sweet. All right, that should be good. That should be good. You're my bro. You're my bro. All right, cool. Clearly, I am not the world's greatest streamer, but we are getting there. Anyways, so we got a little 9 minutes to go until another one of our setups kick off. As you can see, it actually did make its way all the way up there. So yeah, shame on me, woe on me. But I'm very, very conscious that we were sitting in this little red zone over here in between the two, and in between these two over here is going to be a lot of volatility, especially when we get to this top over here. This is our high volatility level, and what this means is, in fact, this did touch our daily POES and then reject directly off of it. What is the daily POES? Besides me, clearly, besides me, the daily POES is actually a proprietary level that we created, which is created on the triple Qs, and I actually just trade the triple Qs only. I don't trade anything else. And sorry, I'm just trying to see some more stuff coming through. Excuse me. And what we do is we infer those levels back onto the NQ, which is what allows us to trade, because we're trading futures contracts with the NQ. But I am very aware of the fact that the triple Q is actually the place where a majority of the action is going to take place. In fact, not just the majority, it's going to be between 20 and 40% of the movements are going to be hedging that market participants are going to do when things get to or away from their particular levels. Now, I don't have, again, my favorite tool, one of my favorite tools that I used to have, which was Gexstream. Let's see if these dudes responded to me. Probably not. Probably not. No, no one cares about me. That's all right. That's all right. So one of my favorite tools was the Gexstream, and the Gexstream would show us the dealer positioning, but we don't have that anymore. So we're just going to be talking just about Tanuki. So we've got another setup potentially here coming up in 6 minutes, and that setup would look something like this. So price pumping over, retesting our daily POES over here, and then popping back up here to the target one on the POES levels. So that's kind of what I'd be looking for next. We hopped into a quick little well, I wouldn't call it really a scalp per se, but we've now closed that gap over here, and that's why I kind of just trailed that as quick as I could all the way up here. We had made some decent profit on that position, and we closed out at 838, so that was pretty decent. I'm pretty happy with that. Now let's wait for our next positions to open. Whoa, 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 we don't want that, we don't want that. All right, so today, let's go check out what Tanuki is going to offer us. So what Tanuki Trade does is offers us this ability to look at the two types of things that I'm particularly interested in. That's the GEX, so that's the gamma exposure that is happening at particular levels. Now here it's showing you the NQ at the moment, but I can go and look at the triple Q here, and Tanuki will use their own proprietary way of mapping between these two. So what they're going to do is they're going to take the levels in the triple Q, use whatever method that they do to infer those levels back onto the NQ, and that's what you see when you look at their product there. So all of these levels are going to be exactly the same on the Qs and the triple Qs. The only difference being is that the triple Qs levels are obviously in the 600s, and then the NQ is in the 2500s, 2400s, that sort of thing. We have now approached, and we are now sitting at a pretty dramatic level. I'm going to use one of Tanuki's later features, and now you have to view on the chart. So on the chart over here, I'm looking for levels that have a lot of decks and then a lot of or basically just the DEX, and then here's the gamma exposure. So at that flip point between the negative and the positive side of the market. DEX levels today, so 24,895 is going to be over here, and that's pretty much where our daily push is as well. So the next position for me would be a position from the daily push. It's actually rejecting and it's starting to form a bearish candle down the daily push. I'm not too cared about what candle sizes and things like that are looking like, but what I will do is I will just go and copy have a look at triple Q. Let's copy those out. So what this should do now is just update that chart for me. TradingView has a, oof, look at that, just squeezed together. So this is going to kind of be our range today between that top part of the positive, here in that flip zone, and then the negative down below. The DEX for Tanuki is at 605. So 605 just over here is where you see a lot of DEX. And for me, the DEX is particularly important and particularly useful because those are generally touch and go places. So what in the fuck is going on here? Okay, TradingView is just not updating. We've just lost candles in TradingView. A lot of shit going on in the world today. Clearly, see, war is the thing. So we're just watching that very, very closely. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. Putin's already talking. So that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. We definitely don't want this thing to get into a hot war. Or hotter than it is. I know the Middle East is in a war right now, but let's be honest, when is the Middle East not in a war of some sorts? I got some opinions, but I also have some sense, so I won't be distributing those opinions so widely here today. Looking at the time, we have 2 minutes to go before another one of our favorite positions kick off, but we've got to finish above this level here. So this is the HVL. We have to finish above the HVL, and the HVL today, 24,935. What's our metals looking like? Getting smashed down. Whew. Yeah, they are getting smashed down. Wonder why metals would be smashed down today. You'd expect them to rally quite hard. I was watching PAXG over the weekend. That's the crypto version of gold. Okay. So we now have a rejection here. What this means is I'm not going to be able to take a trade right now. I'm going to have to wait for a 20 minutes to close bearish over here. Just keep that up there and there. Yeah, I'm definitely going to It's very interesting at that level, has now moved a slight bit. Yeah, no, we're still exactly where we thought we were. Let's just make sure that we are not looking at the naked push. Ah, there we go. We were perfect. Okay, so we were looking at it actually perfectly. This in 18 seconds has to pop up above this level like it is now. For me to even be a little bit interested in this. 606, that's the one here. So this thing has to be over 606. We are over 606 right now. Could get myself into a little bit of a long at this point. I'm going to say that we're not quite there just yet, and we didn't finish above it, so unfortunately that is a no go for me. No go. We'll have to wait a little bit longer just to see what is up on this side. Nothing to do right now. We could be looking for scalps. Scalps are only going to happen on the 1 minute time frame, and what I'm going to be looking for a scalp is basically just a little bit of, there you go, it's just a little bit of rejection or something like that that's happening. At the moment, nothing for me to do. We did pop up over this level here, but that is not a push level for me. Push levels for me are the white lines, so these are going to be the support lines. Anything above that thick blue line here at the top, so this one here, that's the push tracker. Anything above the push tracker, we're going to be looking for longs. We've already popped out. In fact, I should probably display that somewhere on the screen, but you can see if I look at a smaller time frame, that was our position earlier today. So we got that guy in a bit of positive, and that produced a nice, almost a grand. So we're sitting pretty on a grand. Next position for me would be down below, and then a short all the way down. You can see this level here is not updated, so they're not looking the same on both. These two should be exactly the same. Now, why aren't they looking the same? Because Tanuki Trade offers us the ability to update these charts constantly. TradingView unfortunately has a limitation with the amount of updates that it can do. So what we can do is we can go into Tanuki Trade, we can copy those levels, we can go over here to our very cool indicator and update that thing semi-manually, and this should squeeze together. There you go, exactly the same. Okay, so now we have a squeeze point. So the low point of the market as far as the options are concerned is going to be 24,855. Now that does not mean that things are going to stay in between here, but what it does mean is that big boy market participants and girls, and those that don't like to be called either, with their options, they are going to be having to do a lot of hedging and work when it gets to here. So this is where it's going to be a lot of liquidity building. And for me, the word liquidity just simply means places in the market where market participants have to be doing a lot of work to get things done. Their positions are underwater, so they're going to have to hedge in opposite directions, or they are having to hedge or get out of positions that they have hedged against previously. Now, an illiquid market, so a market that is just going to be grinding up or in some sort of positive, that means that most people are sitting pretty. Now, when most people are sitting pretty, they don't have to do anything, because, you know, if you're making money, just let the money roll in, right? Just checking some. Ooh, scheiße. Okay, Trump's talking. Let's have a look quickly at the news. You got to keep your eyes on the news. Oh, the big wave is yet to come. My word. Okay. So we came down to 24,885, and that makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of liquidity built up over there. How would I know if there's liquidity built up over there? Pretty simple. You could use a tool like the fixed volume profile, and we can just go look here between market open and where we are right now. We'll see right here. What did I say? 24,845. Yeah. So 875 to 845, just like it is over here, you can see is the place where there's a lot of liquidity. Now it's like, duh, of course it is. You can see this is where the candles are kind of squeezing together. So we just use things like that just to validate and verify. Let's send that puppy to the back. We don't want to see you. Oi. Trump, I don't care about the polling. I got a sneaky feeling that most Americans are going to be pretty happy with what's going on there. You're not going to hear a lot of the mainstream news giving good comments about this war, but what I have seen recently on X is that a lot of people from Iran around the world are celebrating this, and quite an interesting thing happened in London yesterday, where you had Jewish people from Israel partying it out, as it were, with Iranians. Now, I ain't going to get into the specifics on Iran because A, I'm not qualified to give you that lesson, but B, I do know that Freddie Mercury did come from there, and at the time when he was alive, it was a pretty thriving almost Western style culture, which was then overthrown by a Muslim government. So a lot of the people, and how I'm tying this all together, there's a lot of people in Iran that aren't in Iran right now are probably not Muslim. They're other things. So this war is a bit of a mixed bag. I'm not into the politics of it, especially on this stream, but what I am concerned about is making money. So we're going to be keeping our eyes firmly on that news. We're going to be looking at our levels, updating those regularly, and just keeping an eye here on Tanuki Trade, looking for those DEX levels as well. You see net volume at this level has been ungodly. Well, actually even up here it's even more ungodly. So a spike down to where it is right now, 24,895. If we see on the 1 minute, and I'll only use the triple Q volume because I only care about the triple Q and I just trade on the NQ. But if we see that triple Q volume, 24,900, so that's about there-ish, exactly where it is. If this sell volume comes in weak, so I've got a average looking over the volume for me. If this volume stays under half of that average, I will jump into longs pretty quickly. I'll keep my stops nice and tight because this isn't an M20 POES. We've gotten, in fact, a signal. Almost got a signal here for it. Let's go look on the 20-minute here. This needed to close a bit higher for me to be interested, so I needed that bearish candle to actually close right here on the daily POES, maybe a wick above it or something like that. And then in 13 minutes, if the next wick topped up, then I'd be looking for a short back down to where it came, and that's another 100. So I already caught that 100 on the way up. I might catch that 100 on the way down, but because we are at a DEX level of note here at the 24,895 level, I'll be looking for any terrible pullbacks on the 1 and the 5. CVD is going to confirm whether the market is actually pushing down as well, but you never know. We'll see what's up. We'll see what's up. Welcome to anybody that is here. I don't think there is anyone here, so kind of just talking to myself at the moment, but whatever. I'd be doing this anyway. Might as well try and share some of that knowledge with the wider internet. Oh, Kevin, what up? Thank you very much, sir. I wasn't actually a new subscriber. I was just testing out the widgets, make sure. Right, 24,895. Let's keep our eyes on that GEX, on the Tanuki. The net volume here, the net GEX, this is the flip point-ish. Things stay under here, we could get interesting on the way down. This will be, oh man, missiles flying, missiles flying. Missiles flying means metal should be getting a bit more interesting. Yo, check it, that dumpy on gold, bro. Well, it's kind of just clearing that gap. Jeez, look at silver. At least it's making a base, thank goodness. Phew. Phew. Let's go look at what some companies are doing. You can see Nvidia. Nice, Nvidia's popped up into a positive GEX. Let's check where. Apple, not too bad. Tesla, I would have hoped you get up to that 420. Tesla's favorite level. Google with a monster gap to fill here at 308. And in fact, if it does, it gets right up to that high volatility level. So lots of stuff to consider. It's almost like too much information sometimes, but whatever. We'll keep our eyes on that. Don't need to be taking more trades. Already took a decent little win. Just gonna be chilling now.
You're so merged with your own selfishness, you don't even identify it as selfishness anymore.
So look at the 20 minutes. If you're wondering what this white bar is, this is kind of just my trading time that I use. I don't trade out of it. There's no reason for me to do it. Back testing and some more back testing is what I've done here. 875. So this was the position to take. This is no longer a position to take for me, even if it comes down and touches this push level. I would prefer in 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes for this thing to pop down underneath the push here. And this is push R1, sorry, push S1. I'd prefer to get it under the push support and then take a short back down. Let's see what that pointage that we can get there. It's only 50 points. So we'd be definitely going for a 10 micro or 1 mini on the way down. That'd be a much better trade. Damn, bro. International chest there. What's that? 10 tons. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. 10 tons on chest this morning. All right, this is actually looking nice. Nice. Yeah, that is true. Why are they attacking other Arab countries? Whatever. We'll see what up. We'll see what's up. We do have unusual activity everywhere. Okay, this is setting up nicely. This is setting up very nicely. 604 is here, kind of at the point. Could catch another long up here, but not going to do it. If we were going to do it, we'd have to be going on the scalping side of things. So huge sell volume. Give me 1 second. Sweet. All right, so we touched and goed. That would have actually been a fantastic, exactly from where I got that long last time, but I ain't gonna touch it again. It's not in my wheelhouse. Let's have a look at butchers here. Even your M30 push, yeah, you would have been safe. M30 push would have given you exactly that. Now, one thing I don't quite understand, and I don't really care at this point, but my push levels is something that I worked out a long time ago, and they seem to be bang on constantly. So I trade them religiously. Just having a look around, Okay, so we have a little bit of a trendy forming. Let's have a look at the trendy here. It's going to be something here. I don't use trend lines to trade, but it's a fantastic way of understanding exactly where you are in the market, and that might be a bit rough. That's kind of the one where you are, just to eyeball it. So what I want to see is something pop out of this, and that would give me an inkling as to what's kind of next. This thing's gotta pop down. 3 minutes for this thing to finish underneath 24.848. I got 24.848. Perfect. Look at that. Touch that last put wall there. It's the second, as it says to you on screen, the second largest negative. So this will be a put support of note. Let's go look at Tanuki quickly. Yeah. It's got to pop up above 24.895. But this actually, again, is more of a sell for me. Got the skew sitting at negative 87%, so dip should dip 87% harder than, oh, here we go. Keir Stalin, what you talking about? Starmer is such a freaking tit. This guy's an idiot, bro. I honestly wouldn't even trust him as a scouts guy, bro. If he's in charge of a scout troop, I would mistrust him. Could look for cheeky pullbacks here to this level for continuations up. If I do, I would make a super tight stop loss there. Let's see if we can actually add in something. "33 seconds in the middle of nowhere for me, so unless this thing pops up over this HVL, I'm not even remotely interested." Nothing really going on there. Weak pullback, I might jump into this one. Dude, I hate streaming. Damn, it's so difficult. Perfect. 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 Cool. Sorry, dudes. I ain't the best streamer in the world yet. There you go. All right, at least you can see what I've been smacking up today. We've been cooking up. There you go. Sweet. Got to finish over this daily POES. 17 minutes to go. If we can do that, we're right here at the put support. So any weak pullbacks, according to Tanuki, and in fact we came down and we touched that level with absolute precision and bounced back off of it. That would have given you already a nice there you go. You can see we're in a negative squeeze at the moment. Sorry, I didn't have that on my screen. Sweet. So we got a little bit of time here to wait and kill. Only really trading for like an hour and a bit. 2 hours. It's a weak ass pullback. Anything that's weak here on the buy side, this should have been a sell, but I'm not jumping into it because we look more bullish, especially here in this zone where we are. Just want to quickly sort something out. One second there, guys. 1 second. I would say don't go away, but I don't think anyone's actually fucking here. Almost there, guys. Just trying to get a little bit of screen real estate back here. Oh, magic, bro. Magic. There we go. Fuck it, we'll do it live. You know how it goes, bro. This is looking much better. Okay, 13 minutes. Any weak pullbacks here? That was a big sell at that high volatility level. So we're just sitting pretty. I'm not really interested right now. But we might get a little something coming up. Exactly what we'd expect to happen at the high volatility level. Nice little pullback. Okay, perfect. This is looking good. So a drop back to 606 right here on the daily POES would be another long for us. What news is there? Keir Stalin is such an idiot, bro. This guy, bro, this guy. Massive rejection there on the CVD. Seems to be a little off today. Got a potential position here. But we gotta finish. This is gonna be a freaking glorious move if it is. Pretty similar to what we got earlier. Okay, any weak pullbacks here and I'm going to be jumping long. Especially weak pullback 24,900, that's a really good level. Not really. Prefer a pullback here 24.8. Currently sitting in a negative squeeze. So according to how I play the gamma, anything sitting in a negative squeeze I'm going to be holding for longer, but I need to make my stop losses a bit bigger. Therefore I need to reduce my size on my positions to account for that volatility. Speaking of volatility, one thing that we haven't checked on today is our good old VIX, bro. VIX sitting at 115, you'd expect it. The futures on the VIX 21, and then the VVIX, sorry, well, VVIX is 115, the VIX 1 day 14, and then the VIX futures sitting at 21. So anything over 20 on the VIX futures, anything over 100 on the VVIX is considered high volatility environments. So I'm just looking for high volatility above this level here. It's got to bust through. It's got to bust through. Right. We have a nice breakout on it, but didn't have really that volume to confirm it. It's not too confident on that. Oh. Excuse me. Nah, that wasn't even near good enough. Let's consider that. But anything here today between these, so that's 609 and 606. It's 120 points here, all the way up to here. Is like kind of trying to just find the market, trying to find itself. Let's go have a look at the metals. Silver taking a beating. I'm watching silver versus the pound. Reason for that, I work in sterling. All right. This is a nice little sell pullback, but because we're sitting in negative gamma as it is right now, I put less emphasis on the sells than I would on the buys. Tanuki keeps, there you go, keeps playing games with my games, keeps playing games. Whew. NFP Friday, huge, huge. As mentioned, not as much emphasis on the sells when we're in negative gamma in terms of volume, so we'll rather be looking for that buy to weaken out. That should give us a little bit more clue as to where we're going. Heavily stacked on the puts, and as you can see, the skew, which is puts versus calls on the options level, is sitting at negative 87. Seems like our range today, little range play. I would expect our range to kind of move up a little bit at some point today. Let's wait for this to end, and if it, there we go, ends like that, so that's a swing low on the 1 minute. And if we're being trendy, we're thinking it could be there, or it could be something like there. Have to see a little green candle before we can denote that. Tanuki really struggling today. Why Tanuki struggling so hard today? Shouldn't be struggling, but I popped down to 24,895 again. Let's go have a look on our favorite scalping time frame. 24,895. So here rejection wouldn't be terrible to see. Very tough market today. Don't be trying to predict things. Just wait for things to happen. Just like we're expecting here at this high volatility level. Right at that put support. Tanuki really struggling today. Super bearish again. Just kind of looking at the cumulative, yeah, it's what you'd expect. So over the next kind of 3 months, up to 88 days till expiry on the options. Here we go, big buy at the put support, 24,894. Oof, this could be a nice little scalpy. Ooh, we was going to jump into a little bit of a long there. Missed that. Reason for that is Trump busy talking, along with some intuition. For me to get a full TP, I'd have to get 40 points off 9.5, so that'd be 3.5. Up here, I'd have to come all the way back up to this level, which is likely going to do, but still. We want to see it finish. Let's have a look. 20 minutes. Let's get that update. This is not looking updated. No change, no change. Let's go have a look at the cues. What data does it actually provide? Let's have a look at that data. Okay, so it's just a bunch of numbers. Get rid of that. I'm just playing here in the middle, diddling in the middle. My tracker seems to be a bit out to there. Wonder why. See why my conversions out for some reason. There you go, that's why. So 4 hour made us nice little bottom wick. It's continuing to go up, so we're pretty bullish in the 4 hour. Close that gap. Six or six.
What does that have to do with LA? What?
You're so merged with your own selfishness, you don't even identify it as selfishness anymore. You're such...
What?
You're so...
What does that have to do with LA?
6 or 6 till the level. We've got a new 20 just opened. Nothing much for us to do. Let's see what the 605 brings. Dude, Tanuki is struggling today. It's not even near where price is. It's sitting at 605.69. 4 weeks out, we're looking bullish. The rest of the time, not looking too bullish. Nothing for me to do, bro. Just kind of chilling. Let's have a little butchers. Just squeezing and squeezing, doing some more squeezing. Big buy off of that. It's probably a good place to get long if you were going to get long. I'm in no rush to take a position. Already got some bread for today, so we're just chilling. Spy's got a flip. Damn. Hate to see it, dude. Treasury eliminating Anthropic. 16 minutes left on the 20 minutes. As I'm waiting for my next position. Perfect. Okay, looks like our conversion's back. Wonder what happened there. No idea. Maybe it is my VPN. Nice volume at this level. Confirm that. 24,878. Gotta wait for this about 15 minutes. Another 15 minutes, then we might another position. Nice volume. Nice volume out of that. Cool. Damn, we are getting some seriously good speeds today. Okay. Big volume push out of the high volatility level. Let's have a look here. Where are we back at? Okay. Love that. Should be long here. Should be long here. Gotta wait. For me, I gotta wait from the 30 minutes. See this candle close. And that's my confirmation candle. Don't get it. Sell's coming in. right at the top. Again, this is why we wait for our candles to close. Be right back. Always bet staying in the range. Huge sell out of that there. Let's go look at the best time frame in the world. See this 5-minute close, good volume above the level. Excellent. So we've got most of our market participants now having done their work. Let's not see that rip back. Don't want to see this form back down like this. Glad to see this guy finish above on the 20 minutes. If we go, we're on the 1 minute here, but the 20 minute, we need this thing to finish above. And then next candle here, wick down. Touch and go all the way back up. So that's what I'll be looking for now. Beautiful buy. Here we go. 606 is the level. So if we come back here to the 24,936, maybe a low volume. So we're looking for a low volume candle here. So we want low vol. That, a nice little low volume pullback, probably about half the size, something like this. Just come all the way back down here, touch, and then retrace back up. That's what I'm going to be looking for here as my next position. Can look for that on our scalping time frame. 20 minute looking great. Nothing on the news. Let's set up. So 24,936. It's going to be a hell of a pullback. Remember to make those stops a little bit wider than you normally would, and that's because of our volatility. That's already too big. We could have a big pullback all the way down, and then our next one just kind of touches like that, something like this, and then the next one something like that. That's what you'd be looking for now. So the next one opening up like something here, and then coming all the way down here, making this wick, and then traveling back up. That's going to be way more juicy for me. Jeez, Tanuki is struggling today. Here we go. Okay, let's see this. This is good. This is good. See that CVD is not breaking out there? It's not breaking below. And what is the CVD? It's just showing us market orders. So we're looking for a pullback to 606 with little to no sell volume. 606 sitting here at the daily push, so 24,937. I'll probably look at 24,940 as an entry. Would hate to see a little shitty pullback here with nothing, but we are on positive transition now. So this is going to be a pullback half. This is half sell volume. Would legendarily like to long the fuck out of this. Okay. That's kind of where you'd want to see it. But again, we got 6 minutes. With this type of market, I want to see full confirmations. I'm not interested. But that was really our confirmation. A lot of volume starting to build up here. A lot of volume starting to build up here. Bitcoin on the move. Okay, Bitcoin on the move. This is good. Silver doing a little bit of a recovery. Let's have a look. Yeah, silver doing a little bit of a recovery. Kind of what we want to see, just because I'm interested in silver right now. Five minutes for us to get our next positions. Our next positions look something like this. Some monster target. Loving that monster target. You see that volume's just starting to dip out of the market. It's good. It's good. Why is Tanuki struggling today, dude? Market trying to get up to 614 ish. Good, good, good. Here we go. So this is a low volume pullback with that CVD just sitting just where it is. I'm gonna be super keen to jump into a long. Keep my stops nice and tight. Most of the volume obviously at 600, but that's been the case for a couple of weeks now. Massive sell. This is good. This is good. See a massive sell, and then you see a little sell into this. 4 minutes. I'm gonna get ready for my next position. So we're looking somewhere here. 24.40. 24,940. Confirmed the nice volume spike there. Let's see that low volume pullback. Finger on the trigger. This is what we want to see. I will jump into a market buy if this stays like this. This is very nice. Stay. Had to flip. Asshole. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. This could be our low volume pullback into the 606. DEX is at 605. It's all the way down here. Wouldn't want to see that pullback that far. That's not bad. I'm going to buy that. Reason I bought that is simply, and I'll put a 20-point stop here on that. Reason I bought that, 9. Got that low volume in between it. This would have been the entry here had I waited, but I was more keen on this. Let's have a look here at 3.0. We do have a wider stoppie, 25, so 30 points. We hopped into that one there. Let's go on to the 1 minute to show that quickly. But before the 20 minutes was up. Yeah, that's where we wanted it. Hopefully we can get a pushback here. And we're looking for 25.025.
What does that have to do with LA?
Yeah, 25.020 there. That'd be a better pullback for us, considering that we are over this. So we might still get a pullback here towards, where do we jump in? 5.4. There, we jumped in over there. Could get a pullback here till 606. The reason being is we've got that 20-minute close. That's kind of where we wanted to be it, but we weren't there exactly. We want something like that. Gotta finish over this in 20 seconds. Well, I'll cut this short. Finishing under. This is not good. Yeah, this is not good. But we're gonna hold it there for a little bit. Let's see, we were in positive transition. It is the new 20 minutes. We did finish under. That's not good. So it's not my favorite position, but we are back into this range here. Almost got tapped out there. Yeah, we're at 1.5. Let's see what we can get here. Under this trendy and I'm out anyway, so it's all good. Risk managed, as usual. Just kind of looking where that volume is sitting at 24,920. So previous area where we had a lot of support, or not support really, but like volume. Six or 8, it's a better level for us. Let's see if we can get that pop. Nice pullback. Don't want to chase this down any more than it is. Got these eval accounts, so we're going a little bit more stronger. So that 5 minute is really working on our side. See if we can start to build a base here. If I see a weak pullback here, I'm pretty keen to add, but again, we're not at that adding place just yet. This could come back all the way down here to our previous. That wasn't the kind of buy that I wanted to see. It's actually a pretty shitty buy, but it is a candle closing where I'd hope it's a close. So let's see a big spike up in green volume here. What's Tanuki showing us? We did finish under, but again, we're just like kind of grinding. Back down to our line. Yeah, we're falling under. Things aren't looking too hot. Let's see if we can get it. Come on, you. Come on, you cheeky bastard. Markets are all random. All these lines and everything that we use is basically there for risk management. Keeping under that 20-minute low. Not looking good, starting to drive down. I was on the right side in terms of my strat, but this is an opposite trade for me. Oh, starting to look a bit flicky here. It's starting to look a bit flicky. It's kind of the volatility we're looking for. Let's hope we don't drive down. Don't want to move my stoppie. Rather just take this L like a man. It's less than 10 points in it. I think we're going to be taken out here. See the 900s there. Kind of just want to hold the 900s, just see what's up. Yeah, we're going to get taken out here. Unfortunately. We're going to get taken out today. Bit of a break-even day. So air pockets here between the 900s and the 87s. Just trailing it. I'd rather go out of break-even today than anything else. Reason for it is we're here at that highest negative gex. Big spike down. Let's see if we can get ourselves out of trouble here. Three bigs in a row. think we're going to be out of here. Remember, these are eval accounts, so we're trying to pass these for the stream. Right here at the bottom, I'm keen to not we're at, and that's it. So last position for the day is in 13 minutes. Big sells out of this. $604. Let's have a look at Sanuki. What we got at 604? Highest DEX levels. If anything, this is kind of where you would want to buy. I'm going to pop a buy in there. Because here before is where we got that big push up. Here we got that big push up. We're going to touch and go on the 604. It's kind of where I'd expect it to touch and go. And the reason for that is that DEX level. US talking about oil. Let's see what's going on. Back into the negative GEX side of things. Taking another buy at the bottom there because of my DEX level. I'd hit this hard from the DEX here. Beautiful. Getting that pop. Getting that pop. Let's see if we can get that pop all the way back up. Just get to the 605 and reject. Could be. See if we get any action here. 604. Got some profit on the table, but we ain't. This is the point of risk management. See if we can get up to where we were, the 500s. Just watching here. Just need to see this short pullback. Sells coming into the marketplace. better sell. Irrespective, it's my last trade for the day, if it is. But I'm preferring the buys from here. You got the bid yield coming in now. So let's keep our eyes on that. Beautiful. All right, I can hear again. Don't like to see small buys here. Want to see more a red candle. There was our trade there. And now we wait. See what's up. CBD not confirming the sell, but that's just one of the many things that we use to gauge. It's starting to make a bit of action here that I'm liking. Don't want to see this do this and then end up flipping. That's going to be terrible. But we would love to try and ride this up to the call wall there at 608. If we can ride that up to the call wall at 608, we should be at 25027. Yeah, so 2500 for me is still a good place. If we're going by our trusty trendy 25950, gonna have a lot of difficulty getting out of this. Gonna have a lot of trouble getting out of this. The 605 is another bounce point. See a small teeny weeny sell here, and we can add to our position quite aggressively. The 85, I took it in at 862. So let's just go have a look here at 4 minutes to go. We finished under the push. This is a better sell, so I'd love to see this back up to 2932. If we got up to 932, that's kind of exactly where I was thinking. Four minutes to go. That would make sense. This candle can flip though, and just continue on its way all the way back to where it was. I was looking to get from the beginning. I don't want to say where it's supposed to go because that's just absolute nonsense. It's over there. So right to that high volatility level 3-4. I'll keep my TP a bit higher than that, but I'm gonna trail it aggressively up to the, because this would be my short entry on the 20 minute. So let's have a little quick look here. 3 minutes for this candle to flip. If it doesn't, then of course I'm going to jump out and go into some shorts, but it's looking like it might flip here. Right by the 606. could do the flip here. Yeah, we flipped it already. See if we can ride this sucker back up. Beautiful. I'm gonna trail pretty hard here. Okay, so I took that TP there because there's volume to volume. So basically a nothing burger of a position. If we finish now above this, we'll do the exact same trade. Let's have a look at Tanuki quickly. Put support 605, yeah, that's what I thought. So the put support keeps coming back up. Let's have a 20 minutes here. We've got 1 minute till that 20-minute close. And this shows more than anything my stupidity on taking things early. Don't take anything early. Right up to where that previous trendy was. 1 minute until we have another long on the cards. So if we can jump down to the 30s again. 3.7. Basically exactly where we got out at 3.7. Showing more of the love I was looking for. $606, 24,935. That's what we're looking for it again. Let's just hop over to the NQ here. Dex level at 24,895. Let's see a small little pullback here. So we have now got confirmation of the breakouts on the CBD. Loving that. Don't want to jump in early. Okay, here we go. So 24,940. We'll get in, we'll place another long here. Don't like to see that top wick first. That kind of sucks. And such is trading, right? Such is trading. Hit that original TP. That's 608. Sorry, I've just got all family. Right, let's see this week pullback. Got a massive confirmation of this. Would definitely still like to see Tanuki play out with that high volatility level. DEX is now starting to build up the 895s again. It's kind of been there for a while. Let's see on that 1 minute, what did we look like? It was enough volume for me not to jump into that. But we are range playing it. There's a lot of volume here at that 24,975-ish. I'll hop onto the 1 minute here just so we can see this. I want to see the very low volume pullback here. We can get long again. That would be then a breakout into positive. Let's see what else. Fuel tank. Oh, jeez. News popping everywhere. Nothing to see on the CVD. In positive transition, as we were just now when we took that L. Call resistance up at 25,100. So 25,100, yeah, it's at the push level. Would want to snap by here. Definitely rather pull back to where I originally looked, but that position's kind of played out already. Not much I can do there. Very bullish all of a sudden. Man's getting tired. Protecting some of them gains. 25.20. I remember that level. Okay, so this is when net volume is spiking. See if we can wait out. This closes above 25.030. As crazy as it sounds, I need to get into another long. Struggling at the 20s. Could short this back down. Don't want to do that though. A little bit of positive transition. Bloody hell. Sorry about that. Should be up here by our push level now. Yeah, we're right there by the push level. Struggling, but that struggle can turn into a break quite easily. Watching this very closely. Any weakness in the sell, I'm gonna jump in. Keeps popping. Keeps popping. Very small positive zone today. Push reject up at the top on the push level. It's gonna have some trouble breaking out of this, that's for sure. Massive buy there on the push. Can forget about that for the moment. Because of this whoopee pullback style, this is a very nice place to get short, just so if you can get back down here, 28, so you can get down to the 80s, 607. 608. Core resistance at 610. Big sell there at the top. Kind of in positive transition. Nice top wick. Could be sells back down. Struggling. I'm gonna jump into a little selly there. Stops just over the top. Very short. Very small. Reason for that is just simply to come back down into that range. Struggled at the top there for a while. So let's see if we can, from the daily push, or sorry, from target 1 down to the daily push, so it's 36. Got it to 70, so I'm going to leave it on a straight 40. Iran operation still continuing. We don't need much here, we're just going to watch this thing fly down and then catch that. Might get quick onto break even here just to protect ourselves, because this thing is flicking around. Something is going on, but we're at big round numbers. We're at a target, profit taking target, so we're going to just watch this guy as closely as we can, and we'll go break even pretty quickly here. Here's this wick lick, so this is where I would old positions getting long again. I'll then just trail that sucker and I'm out there. Okay, so I'll just take a little bit of a profit there, get back to where we were. All right, cool. So we just took a little 120, ending the day 900 shy of flipping this account to yet another PA, and then we will have had 7 for the stream so far. Reason for that short, again, it just struggled at the top there. I saw that guy, this bearish engulfing candle over there. It's exactly where I'd hope to expect it. I had that volume confirmation as well. Stops over the top, and we just trailed that sucker down very heavily. Reason for trailing it so heavily is we're in positive transition at the moment, so you don't really want to fuck about here. Just want to make sure that things are looking nice and sweet at every point. Remember, risk management is really the only thing that we're concerned about here. So ending the day positive, super positive, only on one account there, and the reason for the one account is it's war. It's war, baby. We've got to be very, very quick with our positions as far as I'm concerned. Okay, and Trump's again talking about them having some nukes. So that was us for the day, guys. Well, I said guys like this, anyone here, But let's go have a look at that live dashboard. See what's up. See what's up. We've had a grand total of 6 views. Appreciate the shit out of you. 6 minutes for watching. But what can you do, huh? Oh, here, Mr. Graham. How you doing, dude? How you doing, dude? Hope you're doing well, Mr. Foss. Or should I say DJ Vose, as they say in France. Positive day. We lost one of our... Ooh, what's going on? Tanuki. There we go. We lost one of our main suppliers of pivots today, which is a bit unfortunate. So we've got to scramble to fill the gap on the screen there. You got that oil trade, nice, baby, nice. Yeah, I caught a lot of love on gold this morning as well. We jumped in prior to, and that's kind of a lesson that you should always remember. If you look at gold this morning, here we go. So gap up, monster gap up, but then again pulls back like 400 points, 400 pips, should I say. This here at 5, where is it? 5 o'clock here. So at 5 o'clock here, you can see this thing pushing down to the POES level on the 30-minute over here. And you always, with news like this, and I've noticed this plenty of times in my life, with news that comes in over the weekend, what you want to see is that pullback into where Europe suddenly starts jumping online. So I woke up pretty early this morning, and as we were doing international chess there, we had a little position there, and we took that long all the way up here to the POES target at the top, and so we jumped out there at 60 or 600 points, should I say, profits, and that took our second account over there, the other apex, up to within scraping distance of flipping it again. So we have two more accounts left to flip to PA. We're currently sitting on how many PAs now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 PAs. We're looking to flip these other 2, so that'll be 7 PAs on the apex, and then we've got 2 more on Take Profit Trader and 1 more on Top One funded, and those are all funded accounts. So yeah, could have stayed in that short a bit longer, but like I said, didn't want to chance that over there. We had already taken a monster win this morning, and then we took a silly loss, and the reason for that silly loss was pretty simple. Here we had our 20-minute confirmation trade of the day. Unfortunately, that fucking wick there is a 80-point wick, so it's 2 strike distance. It's way too big for me. I should not have been continuing it, but in 4 minutes you have another potential position coming up, but I will not be involved with that gander. I'll be on my way to free G gymnastics. So look after yourself, and thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Much love. Peace out. There we go. Look at that. All professional and shit, dude. Much love. Peace. Let this music fade out.